Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and remain standing for the national anthem sung by soloist Jacqueline Diaz. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Before Jacqueline sings the national anthem, in honor of the upcoming Memorial Day, I would like to ask for a moment of silence to remember and honor our military men and women who died while serving our country. Jacqueline?
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, Jacqueline, thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you so much. Let's give her one more round of applause, Jacqueline Diaz, for that beautiful rendition of the Star-Spangled Banner. Please be seated. Good morning, graduates and honored guests. My name is Frank Chong, and I have the honor and privilege to serve as the president of Santa Rosa Junior College. Welcome to the 100th all-college graduation. Yeah, let's what? You only turn 100 once. I'd like to begin by thanking my colleagues who joined me on the stage, the Board of Trustees and Student Trustee, our amazing commencement speakers, the SRJC Vice Presidents, the Student Government, Academic Senate, and Classified Senate President. Last but not least, our sign language interpreters. Let's give them a big round of applause. Members of the Board of Trustees, commencement speakers, parents, faculty, staff, administrators, and most importantly, the class of 2019, it's indeed a pleasure to preside over today's SRJC graduation ceremony. On this magnificent day, no rain! On these majestic and pristine grounds, we are surrounded by a circle of love and protection under the shade of these spiritual oak trees. These oak trees have stood witness to every commencement at SRJC, including today's, which marks the 100th in the college's history. Today, you join a shared history of illustrious students who have celebrated their academic success at commencement. This is the day that makes it all worth it, your hard work worthwhile. The all-nighters, term papers, study sessions. Today you become a graduate. You've made it, but remember, you did not get here alone. Your families and friends embarked on this journey alongside with you. encouraged, and cheered you on as you pursued this dream. Let's pause and give them a big round of applause. And let's recognize the over 3,000 employees at Santa Rosa Junior College, our faculty, our staff, our administrators, our trustees, our alumni. They also played an integral role in your achievement today. Let's give them a hand. Today, we celebrate the awarding of more than 2,358 associate degrees, each one evidence of a student who studied hard, faced challenges head-on, and strove to academic success that we celebrate today. Every single graduate among this crowd has a story that brought them here with its own hurdles and bumps in the road. Graduates like Conan Scaife, who is the youngest graduate today at only 14 years old. In spite of being in the hospital for the last 2 days, he was determined to be here to celebrate commencement. Congratulations, Conan. A college degree is the culmination of many hours of dedication, hard work, and study amidst the many responsibilities in your life. And no one is more aware of that than SRJC graduate Johnny Smith. I've had the pleasure of meeting Johnny. Johnny grew up in an environment of gang violence and substance abuse. By the time he was 11, he was taking illegal drugs and dropped out of middle school. He turned to burglary to fund his habit and was eventually arrested and sentenced to 2 years in prison. While incarcerated, he dreamed about reinventing himself and credits this hope for helping him survive through 2 of the toughest years of his life. After his release, he acquired his high school equivalency before enrolling at SRJC. At SRJC, where he says his instructors helped him realize that his goal of getting a degree could be more than just a dream. He joined the Student for Recovery Club and discovered he was not alone in his journey. Through social support of his peers, the faculty, and staff, Johnny said that he finally believed in himself and found the confidence he needed to graduate. Today, Johnny will receive 3 associate degrees and plans to pursue a bachelor's of sociology at UC Berkeley so that he can help guide others. Johnny, could you please stand up and be recognized? Congratulations, Johnny. We believe in you too. A story of redemption and resilience. As I look out at all of you, our 2019 graduates, I can't help to think of the many deep connections that make up the college's legacy. As you go out in the world, remember that you will always have a place right here at home, as do many who have shared the SRJC experience. It's customary and a tradition that we also recognize those who work here and their children who graduate today. First, Lucas and Jack McCormick, sons of faculty member and swim coach Jill McCormick, who are now the 4th generation of SRJC graduates in their family. Let's recognize them. Good job, Lucas and Jack. Chloe Alexis Beelan, daughter of our beloved former facilities director Paul Beelan. Congratulations, Chloe. Jake Ethington, son of CalWorks student advisor Amy Ethington and senior dean of students Robert Ethington. Good job, Jake. Nicolette Rosales Jacinto, granddaughter of Mesa manager Darcy Rosales. Great job, Nicolette. Madeline Hopkins, daughter of HR director Sarah Hopkins. Emily Baunsteiger, niece of Health Sciences faculty member Carol Hattrick. Good job, Emily. Finally, last but not least, Mark Murakami, son of Child Development Administrative Renee Murakami. Great job, Mark.
Woo! Go Mark!
Mark is graduating and going on to UC Davis. When you wake up tomorrow, you may not realize it, but you'll be a bit different than you were the other day. You'll be alumni. You have seen what's possible when you dedicate yourself to something. So I say to you, don't take this achievement lightly. You've shown us what you're capable of, and we've set a high bar of expectations. Dr. Dawn McCover said, Living on purpose requires us to find that we love fiercely, give all we've got, and then pass it on as if it were a torch to those who follow. And so we hand you this diploma as we would the torch. You must find your own way and keep it burning and bring it light into the world. Find what it is that lights your fire within you and use that passion to inspire you and drive you forward. Be a disruptor, be a discoverer, be a source of good. Take what you've learned here and expand it, grow it, and always remain fearless. Journalist Sidney J. Harris once said, "The whole purpose of education is to turn mirrors into windows. When you look in a mirror, you can only see what's reflected back at you. But when you look through a window, you can see the whole world." I hope your time at SRJC has turned your mirrors into windows so that you can use your education to see the world, not only for what it is, but what you believe it can be. It is with that hope that I congratulate you, the class of 2019. Thank you very much. I would now like to introduce our board president, Jordan Burns, to introduce the student speakers.
Good morning. My name is Jordan Burns, and I am the president of the Junior College Board of Trustees. The last time I spoke at the JC Commencement was exactly a decade ago at my own graduation. Now, 10 years later, I feel that I've come full circle, and I'm proud to introduce the student speakers at this, the 100th commencement of the college. Our first student speaker is Sophia Porter. Sophia is graduating with associate's degrees in natural resource management, environmental studies, and natural sciences. As the Student Government Assembly Vice President of Sustainability, she is a strong advocate of environmental initiatives both on and off campus, and currently volunteers with numerous environmental nonprofits, including Pepperwood Preserve. The title of her speech is Grow. Please join me in welcoming Sophia.
Greetings, fellow classmates, faculty, friends and family, trustees, and honored guests. Welcome and thank you for being here on this great day of celebration in this beautiful place. At this time, I invite you to actually look up and around us at the trees. These are the sentinels and guardians of our campus. Quercus lobata. This is the scientific name, but they're otherwise more commonly known as the valley oak. This is the emblem of our college, our symbol, the oak. It takes a long time to grow these trees, but they are strong. They weather storms. They resist flames and survive floods, and they are a cherished part of our legacy. They are strong and they grow, just like our students and the rest of our community here at SRJC. So you might guess I am actually of native Hawaiian descent. The flowers might give it away. So part of my roots belong to an island nation miles and miles away. But I actually grew up here in California, so my roots are also here. My roots are here at this place, Santa Rosa Junior College. It is a place of knowledge and enlightenment, of encouragement and empowerment, opportunity, sanctuary, safety, and love. These are the components that make up the substrate, the soil of SRJC, a foundation which nourishes and grows the fertile minds and eager hearts of a beautiful students and releases them into this community so that together we can grow strong in these same virtues, core values which are embedded in us and permeate everything we do. Yes, we students here grow, strong in mind, strong in heart, strong in character, and strong of will. But strength can only get us so far. We need courage to get us the rest of the way, and courage is what brought us here today, despite what other adversities and challenges we needed to overcome, and it will be the strength and courage that will aid us in future success, whether it's transferring to a university or starting a career or just being a more informed and active citizen. So this is a place of learning. What do we learn here? In class, we learn about the cosmos and our place in it, and our place in the world. We learn calculation, computation, writing, science, humanities, and career and technical training, and the philosophy of what that all means. But beyond the classroom, we learn how to lean upon each other during the difficult times. We learn that we are not alone in our pursuit of knowledge and enlightenment. We learn that we matter, and what we do matters, and through it all, we grow. Through the hardships and adversities, we grow. No matter the time it takes, and I want to repeat that for some of us, no matter the time it takes, or the mistakes we make, we are always encouraged to get up and keep on going. We are galvanized by our common experiences of tragedy that strike our community, such as fire and flood, and we learn to celebrate the diversity and differences among us, and in all things we grow. So when I received a message that my best friend and soulmate died, I actually collapsed under one of our trees, but a teacher found me and didn't leave me until I could stand. Then I rise, and I grow. And after being bullied and oppressed and rendered voiceless, but now I'm empowered to be the graduation speaker, then I rise, and I grow. We rise and grow together from a small acorn that breaks through its shell, crests the top of the soil, and smashes through the concrete into the light. From that point on, we are all unstoppable. Thank you all for being here today. Thank you for being a wonderful part of this amazing community with an amazing heritage that has helped us grow and instilled in us the tools to create a better and brighter future. Mahalo nui loa. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Sophia. It is now my pleasure to introduce our next student speaker, Nick Riley. Nick is graduating with associate's degrees in communication studies, political science, and history. He is transferring to Grand Canyon University in Phoenix, Arizona, to receive a bachelor's degree in government with an emphasis in legal studies. He will then attend and graduate from law school, as well as serve in the military as a judge advocate. The title of his speech is The Unexpected. Please give a round to Nick.
Good morning, President Chong, Board of Trustees, administrators, staff, faculty, family, and friends. I'm not sure if any of my fellow graduates can relate to this, but when I was much younger, I had absolutely no expectation whatsoever that I would be attending college at this point in my life. Frankly, in high school, I was not a very good student, and financially, this just didn't look possible for me. Fast forward to my senior year of high school, I remember graduation very quickly approaching, and I remember listening to many of my fellow graduates at the time talking about their plans to attend four-year institutions immediately after graduating. And I remember a number of individuals speaking very condescendingly about the local community college. I say none of these things out of spite, malice, or anger, but rather just out of pity for how wrong these people were about the height of our educational goals and what it is we can achieve. For some of us, going to college at all has been an unexpected venture. And once we took that step, many of us didn't see a life-changing and powerfully positive experience coming. I know I certainly did not. Attending Santa Rosa Junior College was, for me and many others walking this stage today, the only chance for us to go to college without falling into crippling debt. And I can stand here today knowing that it was the best decision of my young adult life. As it turns out for many of us, myself included, this single decision to enroll at Santa Rosa Junior College has been unexpectedly transformative. Never did I expect that I would meet so many lifelong friends in college. Never did I expect that I would learn so many real-world lessons while sitting in a classroom. Never did I expect that a trip to Emeritus Hall would result in wrestling with philosophical questions that have puzzled the human mind since the time of Socrates. Never did I expect that I could walk through Schuhall Hall and take a look inside the minds of the Edisons, Curies, and Newtons of our day. Never did I expect to attend a junior college musical or theater production worthy of national acclaim. Never did I expect to stroll into Annalee Village to encounter tomorrow's great orators, the Susan B. Anthonys, Sojourner Truths, Winston Churchills, and John F. Kennedys of our time. Never did I expect that I would compete for a national championship speech and debate team, the first community college to ever win this title in the history of the United States. The local community college. My only regret from this journey is that I couldn't get to know more of my peers. And as you can see, with a graduating class this size, there's not really any way that I could meaningfully know more than a handful of you. And there's absolutely no way that in the few minutes that I have to speak, I can tell all of your stories. So I can't do that, so I'll leave that up to you guys to do. Now, that being said, I hope that in these few minutes that I do have the opportunity to speak, I've spoken on your behalf, especially when I say that as students, we have left just as much of a mark on Santa Rosa Junior College as it has left on us. Now, let us say thank you. Thank you to our parents and our siblings, many of whom have attended or will attend SRJC, for never quitting on us even when we lost belief in ourselves. Thank you to our grandparents for, holding us in a little higher regard than some of us warrant. Thank you to our friends for challenging us to be better people. And finally, thank you to our professors for making us think critically and equipping us to use outside of the classroom what we have been taught inside of your classrooms. Many of us wearing caps and gowns here today arrived unexpectedly, and yet we are leaving with deep gratitude, knowing that we've made the right decision by choosing to attend SRJC. Santa Rosa Junior College is a place for everyone from every walk of life. It is a place for the straight-A student and the student in need of a second chance. It is the place for the needy and the fortunate alike, and it is a place that welcomes you regardless of your race, religion, or creed. And in closing, I just want to say that I absolutely never expected to find a campus that feels like a second home, but as I stand before you on graduation day, I feel homesick already. Here at our local community college, we are all Bear Cubs. Thank you for being a part of my family. Congratulations, 2019 graduates, and thank you, Santa Rosa Junior College.
Great, Nick. Thank you so much. Let's give our student speakers another round of applause. Thank you, Sophia. Thank you, Nick. I now would like to present to you the Santa Rosa Junior College Choir, led under the direction of Jody Beneke.
I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down.
When you're weary, feeling small, when tears are in your eyes, I will dry them all. I'm on your side. Oh, when times get rough
And friends just can't be found like a bridge over troubled waters. I will lay me down like a bridge over
when you're down and out, when you're on the street, my Lord, when evening falls so hard, I will comfort you.
I'll take your part. Oh, when times get rough and pain is all around, like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down. Like a bridge over troubled water, I will lay me down.
I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down.
Sail on, silver girl.
Sail on, silver girl.
Sail on by.
Sail on by.
Your time has come to shine, and your dreams are on their way.
See how they shine.
Oh, if you ever need a friend,
Need a friend.
I'm sailing by.
Like a bridge over troubled water, I will ease your mind. Like a bridge over troubled water,
I will ease your mind.
I'll be your bridge or troubled water. When you're down, I will carry you like a bridge or troubled water. I will lay me down, lay me down.
Wow. Let's give them another round of applause. Great job, Jody. Thank you so much. You know, commencement speeches can be tricky. Gary Trudeau, some of you still remember who he was, once observed that commencement speeches were created to ensure that graduates would not be released into the world without being properly sedated. But Gary didn't hear our next speakers. I guarantee you they will inform and inspire you. Please join me in giving a Sonoma County warm welcome to our speakers, Ozzy Jimenez and Christian Solberg.
Hello all. Thank you for inviting me today at the 100th commencement of the Santa Rosa Junior College graduating class of 2019. Wow. I just want to pause and take this moment to celebrate all of your hard work, the countless hours, the lab time, the walk-in professor hours, and so much more that you endure as you're seeking knowledge in academia. Take this moment to pause and breathe in the fresh air. Out of the many colleges and universities I've visited, the SRJC has a very special place for me. I've been invited here today to share a little bit of my story and some of my wisdom. We are probably some of the youngest commencement speakers the college has ever had, and probably some of the first out LGBTQ people. I love this place because it helped me be my authentic self as a young brown gay kid in Sonoma County. I look around here today and I see the fabric of our community presented in the most colorful of ways. Walking around the tall oak trees and in the halls of the college, I recognize that this little corner of the SRJC looks as beautiful and as diverse as our nation. It can be challenging to face the world head on. The world as it is for young folks is not tilted in our favor. We have been told over and over that we've had every benefit as millennials and Gen Z from growing in this era. But it isn't like this for everyone. For some of us, we have to work harder. We have to uplift ourselves through different ways. Every identity is different. Every narrative and struggle has a different story to tell. And mine starts with my dad. My father came to this country from Mexico because he had heard of all the amazing opportunities in this country. He came because he knew that through his hard work, he could uplift his family. All of those long hours he spent in the Central Valley farming onions and lettuce allowed him to somehow find a way for his family to be whole again. My story as a community leader and entrepreneur would not be what it is today if it was not for him. He did the most American thing, and when I turned 12, he studied hard to become a U.S. citizen. It was no easy feat. We lived in an apartment complex near the fairgrounds, and many a time we dealt with fierce racism and oppression. Our neighbors would threaten to call ICE on us whenever we were loud or my parents argued over simple things. We would hide with family or go down to the nearest park and spend hours waiting to see if it was okay to come back home. But this fear didn't stop my family, and it didn't stop me. I was an awkward little kid growing up in Santa Rosa. I went to Pioneer High. I did poorly, but I found my calling here at the college. Here at the JC, I finally found curriculum that challenged me and that was thought-provoking. I remember on my first semester here, I was able to finally start to be myself. I was able to be out of the closet and still learn how to be proud of it. I found some amazing mentors like Laura Larque and Nicole Slovak, and I got involved. I ran for student government, and I lost. I attended the anthropology forum, and I evolved. I did so many first things that were so formative in my growth as an individual. And I also met my partner in life, Christian Solberg. This led me to recognize that I was a natural-born leader. I went from that awkward little brown gay kid to CEO of my own company, community leader and mentor. But I didn't get here alone. Me being on this stage is a cumulative effort of so many people that have been in my life. I'm here today not because of my merits or my accomplishments. I'm here today because of my family, my sisters, my mentors, and my professors. And I'm sure many of you feel this way too. As you traverse through this world, remember where and how you got here. As graduates, I cannot imagine the struggles that some of you have gone through, struggles harder than anything I could push through. Some of you may have been homeless or struggled with rejection from your family for pursuing your dreams. And many of you have been lying awake at night thinking about finals, and even more, thinking about how you will pay for tuition. The struggle is real, graduates. But do not be embarrassed or ashamed of your history or narrative. These challenges and adversities make you who you are. They make you resilient. And more importantly, they give you the tools to face the world. For the longest time, I was ashamed of my narrative. Being undocumented means that you're part of an invisible community that is considered less than most. But graduates, I'm here to tell you that my narrative and history made me stronger, made me more compassionate, and more importantly, it made me fierce. You will be faced with adversity. You will be faced with insurmountable challenges, but remember, graduates, the fact that you are here means that you're ready to face the world and thrive. And lastly, as I would say in Spanish, queridos estudiantes, van a enfrentarse con mucha adversidad, van a tener muchos desafíos, pero graduados, acuérdense que el simple hecho que están aquí quiere decir que ya están listos para enfrentarse al mundo, a enfrentarse lo que venga y salir con éxito. Gracias a todos, and thank you very much.
Great job. Great job. Yep. Christian?
Wow. This is such an incredible honor to be here today and to share our stories with you. I wanted to take a quick moment to acknowledge just how big this is. This is a big deal because so often as queer people, we are told from very young ages that we are not equal, we are not seen as leaders, and we are not worthy of accomplishing our dreams. So thank you, Dr. Chong, the Board of Trustees, and the SRJC faculty for including our voices. And having young queer alumni on this stage is such an honor and feels very correct. My story starts as a kid, born and raised in Sonoma County, struggling to find my identity and navigating a course to become the person I am today. From a very young age, I knew I didn't quite fit in. I was often bullied and teased that my voice wasn't masculine enough. I was too weird and made feel like I didn't belong. I felt very alone and isolated from everyone around me. My parents divorced when I was 2, and overnight my mother became a single mom of 3 boys and worked 2 full-time jobs just to keep a roof over our heads. Life has many paths that we can take, and when I thought about mine and where I was going, it started with learning how to be my authentic self. When I was younger, I remember going to the movies and seeing a film called Tu Wong Fu. There was a scene where drag queens competed for the title of Drag Queen of the Year. As they crowned the winner, a young drag queen descended to the stage, a black, queer drag queen wearing a rhinestone gown in the pattern of a Confederate flag. In this moment, my mind exploded. I thought how cool she was to push past societal norms and expectations. This queen was fully owning who she was and didn't need anyone to tell her otherwise. This queen was RuPaul Charles, and this moment a fire lit from inside of me. I felt like I had finally found my tribe. At the time, I didn't know what being gay or queer really meant. At the time, all I saw was a group of weirdos, being authentic to who they were, supporting each other for their differences, rather than being teased for them. In a quest to find out who I was as a person and to find the path I wanted to take, I moved to Los Angeles alone right after high school. I had big dreams of being a fashion photographer, and one morning I was getting ready for my first interview, and I was in the bathroom trimming my beard. When I slipped and shaved off a chunk of my hair, I was in shock. I ended up shaving all of my hair off. So there I was, living by myself in LA, not knowing anyone, and there was the last bit of self-confidence I had, a clump of my own hair collected in the sink. I never made it to that interview that day. I made a sad and somber call to my mom and told her that I had failed, and I asked if she could help me move back to Sonoma County. I felt like the biggest failure in the world. Graduates, life was testing me then, as it's going to test you. You will have that first interview, and for many of you, it will go great. You will get that job, you will land that internship, and for some of us, we will have a different story. For some of us, this is only the first step in our long journey to success. I came back to Sonoma County when I was 20 years old. I met Ozzy at a local coffee shop where our paths collided. And we decided we wanted to open up our own business. and my only other talent was I could bake just about any pastry you could think of. With my training from the SRJC culinary program and Ozzy's passion for business, we took the biggest leap of faith. We were 21 and 22 when we opened our first location in downtown Healdsburg. Because of our young age, we had people that would come in and tell us right to our face that we were too young, that our business wouldn't make it a year, that the community in Healdsburg is too competitive for a small startup business like ours. We took that energy of those people not believing in us, and we channeled that into our business and into our lives. Later that year, we filmed an episode for the Cooking Channel, our wedding cakes were published in Martha Stewart magazine, and our photos appeared on the Huffington Post. We opened our second location in the same town when we were 25 and 26. Some of those naysayers even came in and admitted how wrong they were about us. We saw our little shop Noble Folk take off, published in Vogue magazine, and our passion for ice cream and pie kept moving us forward. Today, we are 31 and 32 years old. I'm younger. We opened our third location in downtown Santa Rosa just this year. Class of 2019, finding yourself is no easy task, and I am still on that journey. The world you are navigating, whether entering the workforce for the first time or coming back to gain a new skill set, is hard. I want to remind you that life will challenge you in the best of ways and the worst of ways. Graduates, those moments where you may be filled with self-doubt or those naysayers creep into your dreams, push back. Take that power away from them and use it as fuel to propel you forward. I am so excited to see what you all accomplish in the next chapter of your lives. Thank you so much for having us, and congratulations.
Great job. Let's give Christian and Ozzy another round of applause. And I'm sure you're all wondering, my favorite flavor is almond cherry. I now have the honor and pleasure to introduce to you Eric Thompson, the President of the Academic Senate. Please join me in giving him a warm round of applause.
My appreciation to all four of our student speakers. Their stories and what they've expressed is my raison d'etre as a faculty member. I am deeply touched. Thank you. The word educate comes from the Latin word educo, whose basic meaning was to draw out or lead out. The term was applied to many spheres of human activity. In an artistic sphere, it meant to shape or mold clay. In a legal sphere, to bring someone before a court. In the construction trades, it meant to raise up a building. All of these uses have been applied metaphorically in graduation speeches for what happens to students at college. But my favorite ancient Latin use of the verb educo today is to take a ship out of port. I hope every one of you has had your ship taken out of port many times during your time with us. Removed from the comfort of home, I hope you have encountered strange new worlds of different ideas and people and places and ways of being in the form of books and pictures and field trips and films and visual art and theater. SRJC classrooms are a taste of the open seas and foreign lands, but this is also a sort of port. Now, at commencement, you are being launched out of this port to the world of jobs and transfer institutions and other adventures. My hope is that your education acquired here, each and every piece of it, is just a foretaste of what's ahead. I hope you have been inspired to continue to learn, to continue to grow and change, and imbibe the arts along the way. I took Spanish 1 and 2 this year, and I have to add a line from the Chilean poet Pablo Neruda that I found in my Spanish textbook by my colleague Araceli Osorio. Muere lentamente quien no viaja, quien no lee, quien no oye música, quien no encuentra gracia en sí mismo, which roughly translates, I think, to the one who does not travel, who does not read, who does not listen to music, who does not find grace in himself, is merely dying a slow death. With Pablo Neruda, I hope you will always take every opportunity to travel, to read, to listen, and find grace in yourselves. Dr. Chong, please come to the podium. Graduates, please stand. Dr. Chong.
Yes, sir.
I have the honor to present the candidates who, in the judgment of the faculty, have successfully met the graduation requirements for the Associate in Arts and the Associates in Science degrees, with all privileges thereunto appertaining.
Candidates, by the authority vested in me by the State of California and as directed by the Sonoma County Junior College District Board of Trustees, I hereby confer upon you the degree of Associate of Arts and Associates of Science with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto pertaining. Would the graduates please be seated? Good job. Reading the names of the graduates this morning, are Ricardo Navarrete, Vice President of Student Services Emeritus, and Dr. Casey Graney, Director of Institution Research. Board President Jordan Burns and I will be presenting the diplomas this morning. Jordan, you want to come up?
Sophia Marie Porter, Natural Resources, Environmental Studies, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Student Trustee Robert S. Martinez. Student Body President Eduardo Osorio Juarez, Latin American Studies, Social and Behavioral Sciences, honors. Nicholas Aaron Riley, Political Science, Communication Studies, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Conan Scaife, Natural Sciences, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Tyler O'Brien, Humanities, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Juliette Fryermuth, Psychology, Social Sciences, high honors. William Henry Steele, Culinary Arts, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Gregor David Gonzalez, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar.
Samantha Suyako Gonzalez, Pre-Allied Health, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Fa'auga Lagoai, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Sunan Rivera, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Timothy J. Pelton, Engineering, Natural Sciences, high honors. Josephine Dawn Charters, Biology, highest honors. Norma Gonzalez Buenrostro, biology, highest honors.
Jake Ethington, engineering, physics, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Troy Vang, surveying technology. Lauren Lacoste, art, social behavioral sciences. Amanda Marie Smith, human services advocacy, social behavioral sciences. Les M. Holmes, natural sciences, humanities, high honors.
Axel H. Koenig, art, highest honors. Martin Christopher Kowich, administration of justice, social and behavioral sciences, honors. Lucas Andre Maurice DeBell, theater arts, candidate for honors, Doyle Scholar. Jared Anacleto Brown, anthropology, high honors. Sarah Willits, anthropology, highest honors. Dalia Esther Maravilla, administration of justice. Michael Stephen Pitkovage, social and behavioral sciences, high honors.
Jessica Clark, psychology, honors. Natasha Florence Thorson, communication studies, high honors. Colin Thomas Tedrick, fire technology, history, highest honors. Brooke Stevens, social behavioral sciences. Victor Anthony Vasquez, music, digital media, high honors.
Alex Michael Vasquez, physics, machine tool technology, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Sophia Berry Rorick, history, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Michelle Vanucci, environmental studies, social and behavioral sciences, honors. Rayanne Marie Johnson, psychology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Kyla Jones, administrative office professional, Doyle Scholar. Allison Judy Fink, business administration, honors, Doyle Scholar.
Robert Delgado, fire technology. Kiana Marie Bradford, administration of justice. Travis Havmeyer, psychology, highest honors. Maria de Jesus Dalia Villagomez, human services, highest honors. Cameron Austin, engineering, natural sciences, Doyle Scholar.
Megan Ryan Joyce, psychology, natural sciences, Doyle Scholar. Talisa Acevedo, administration of justice, honors, Doyle Scholar. Hallie Elizabeth Louise Millerick, social and behavioral sciences. Jerry Vang, kinesiology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. John J. Booker, sociology, Doyle Scholar.
Arturo Hernandez, social and behavioral sciences. Cameron McAtee, sociology, behavioral sciences, with honors. Catherine Susan Burt, Spanish, high honors. Morgan Camille Hamlin, child development, highest honors. Jessica LeBlue, early childhood education, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Natalie Bates, social and behavioral sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Emily Ann Baumsteiger, political science, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Annie Lytle, natural sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Jenna Elaine Morabito, mathematics, high honors. Yasel Dominguez, healthcare interpreter, social and behavioral sciences, highest honors.
Amanda Faith Hellman, social and behavioral sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Alex M. Nunez, social behavioral sciences. Eric Brian Struble, social behavioral sciences. Katrina Harrell Schmitz, Equine Science. Daniel Barrett Voicing, Humanities, Psychology, highest honors.
Sabrina Melody Blaze, Theater Arts, highest honors. Sekenesh Kadane, Art. Ismeina Hamo, Natural Sciences, candidate for highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Diana Dominguez, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Jose Jimenez Flores, Administration of Justice, honors.
Julia Deering, Business Administration. Lorca Blanco, Art, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Ryan Hayes, History, Social Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Kevin James McAllister, Administration of Justice. Bobby Donovan, Natural Sciences with honors.
Hannah Girangelli, Pre-Allied Health, Social and Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Christopher Quinn Sanford, Psychology. Camille Rose Gardia, Business Administration, Natural Sciences. Jason Michael Allen, History, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Shannon Lynn Gonzalez, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences, Honors.
Abigail King, Medical Assisting, Doyle Scholar. Mariah Wasserman, Business Administration. Autumn Hausman, Agricultural Business, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Sophia Marie Ammerman, Psychology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Bronte Marie Smith, Biology, Natural Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Abigail King, Medical Assisting, Doyle Scholar.
Shania Lifia Harsono, Biology, Natural Sciences, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Eunice Manalo, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Ian Roy Fisher, Mathematics, honors, Doyle Scholar. Jamie Angelina Flores, Kinesiology, Psychology, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Shahoan E., Business Administration, Economics, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Taylor Horton, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Celeste Angeline Dulart, Fashion Studies, Doyle Scholar. Diego Ivan Lomeli Martin, Administration of Justice, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Deanna Hayes, Social Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Cameron Barsulia, Business Administration, high honors, Doyle Scholar.
Madison Barsulia, Psychology, Pre-Allied Health, honors, Doyle Scholar. Derek Lindsay, Biology, Environmental Studies, Doyle Scholar. Kyla Jackson, Biology, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Alexandra St. Clair, Social and Behavioral Sciences, English, highest honors. Trevor Cole Pinder, Business Administration.
Matthew Paul Vossler, Diesel Equipment Technology, Doyle Scholar. Robert Joseph Bisurdi, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Ivana Zipperly, Psychology, Human Resource Administration, Doyle Scholar. Zena Elizabeth Bounsell, Journalism. Kim Davis Bartlett, Natural Sciences, highest honors.
Tamara Lynn Robinette, Administration of Justice, high honors. Jasmine Newson, Natural Sciences, high honors. Viviana Berenice Torres, Sociology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Alondra Soto, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Ilse Cano, Psychology, Sociology.
Tai Huynh, Culinary Arts Management, Honors. Jordan D. Saltzman, Communication Studies, Social Behavioral Sciences, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Jacob Andrew Spurgeon, Wastewater Treatment Operations, Natural Sciences, Honors. Kyle Albert Markarian, Wastewater Treatment, Honors. Karan Singh Gill, Business Administration.
Cheyenne Ray Harrelson Jones, History, Anthropology, highest honors. Alyssa Evans, Pre-Allied Health, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Natella Caroline Guy, Communication Studies, high honors. Carly Marie Evans, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Johnny Lee Smith, Sociology, Humanities, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Blake Hardiman, Sociology, Doyle Scholar. William Stephenson, Social Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Jesse Saul Delgado, Environmental Conservation, Watershed Management. Berenice Rodriguez Mangaña, Psychology, Sociology. Anel Martinez Villegas, History, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Kendra Ann Early, Fashion Studies, Retail Merchandising, Doyle Scholar. Emily Lanning, Pre-Allied Health, Natural Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Sierra Winters, Psychology, honors. Michael Turner Jacobs, Fire Technology, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Luke Russell Garcia, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences, highest honors.
Emma Lewis, Social Behavioral Sciences. Matt Blanchard, Fitness, Nutrition, and Health. Samantha DeRoque, Pre-Allied Health, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Keenan Patrick Berry, Communication Studies. Mark Letelier Murakami, Psychology, Sociology, high honors.
Holly Samantha Dooley, Animal Science. Constance Shad, Psychology, Anthropology, honors, Doyle Scholar. Dylan Gonzalez Banuelos, Anthropology, Natural Sciences, honors. Christopher M. Campbell, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences. Allison Marie Ross, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar.
Seriana Rukusalu Banuve, Business Administration. Ubanrat Shriket, Business Administration, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Yuina Kashii, Business Administration, honors. Haruna Ohata, Natural Sciences, high honors. Sarah Joy Toxin, Natural Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Hozumi Oshida, Sociology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Erika Tsukamoto, Culinary Arts, highest honors. Kyla Lamb, Culinary Arts, Restaurant Management, high honors. Anna Jasmine Guzman, Administrative Office Professional. Sandra Moore, Medical Assisting Clinical, high honors.
Jennifer A. Pasos Goodman, Social Behavioral Sciences. Jose M. Rodriguez, Administration of Justice, honors, Doyle Scholar. Wizra Arif, Business Administration, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Munira Zia, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Bradley Drube, Business Administration, highest honors.
Tiffany L. Mendenhall, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Heather Holliday, Business Human Resource Administration, highest honors. Christina Leanne Starbuck, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Rachel Nicole Chavez, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Pre-Allied Health. Andrelli Joanna Alonso, Psychology and Sociology.
Karina Mateos Herrera, Social Behavioral Sciences. Catherine Beltran, Sociology, Doyle Scholar. Natalia Gutierrez Osorio, Psychology, Sociology, Honors. Stephanie Lopez Ambrosio, Natural Sciences, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Karen Rodriguez, Pre-Allied Health.
Itzel Perez, Administration of Justice, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Deandra Casillas, Natural Sciences, Candidate for High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Stephanie Areli Alvarado Diaz, Natural Sciences, Spanish, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Kimberly Carrillo, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Cupcake Short, Religious Studies, Philosophy, highest honors.
Audrey Mae Tatum, Anthropology, high honors. Caitlin M. Johnson, Humanities, Doyle Scholar. Caitlin Grace Shunoni, English. Emily Marie Shunoni, English, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Benjamin Holtzman, Interior Design, high honors, Doyle Scholar.
Flavio Ramirez Alvarez, Sociology, Administration of Justice, highest honors. Anita Rivero Santiago, Sociology, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Aurelio Zarate, English, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Matthew Reedon, Journalism, honors. Everett Maggio, Machine Tool Technology, honors, Doyle Scholar.
Anna Marie Jurek, Psychology. Alejandro Sierra Hernandez, Social Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences. Jocelyn Estrella Garcia, Art, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Isabella Marie Castillo, Sociology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Nancy Dominguez, Sociology, highest honors.
Ilsaye Valeria Tenorio Ruiz, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Emily Tenorio Molina, English, honors, Doyle Scholar. Michael Entz, Environmental Studies. Yvette Karina Zamora Perez, Business Administration, Agriculture Business, honors, Doyle Scholar. Dino Gerald Calfos, Dance, Pre-Allied Health, highest honors.
Emmanuel Lanuza, Chemistry, Natural Sciences. William T. Lepori, Communication Studies, Doyle Scholar. James Wu Bell, Economics, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Jorgen Victor Limgo, Business Administration, Economics, honors, Doyle Scholar. Samantha Ariano, Humanities.
Catherine Mary Smith, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Magnolia Ray Steele, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Berenice Ann Reyes, Psychology. Ryan Gopar Ramirez, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Sociology, high honors. Lily Ann Akers, Nursing, Social and Behavioral Sciences, high honors.
Kylie Renee Stouffer, Psychology, Sociology, Doyle Scholar. Andrea Celeste Valencia, Psychology, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Tania Micaela Arango Rodriguez, Sociology, Behavioral Sciences Honors, Doyle Scholar. Melissa Lynn Conroy, Natural Sciences, Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Jada Elisa Lee Holiday, Digital Media, Modeling and Animation, Honors.
Johan Tesfaldet Mesfan, Communication Studies. Paige Alexandra Sweet, Business Administration, Honors. Paloma Tapia, Anthropology. Arkady Ochinokiv, Business Administration, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Alexandra K. Buckley, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors.
Audrey Sullivan, Sociology, Honors. Andrea Denise Indrieri, Nutrition, Dietetics, Natural Sciences, High Honors. Renee Hanley, Religious Studies, Honors. Dalia Mendoza Castro, Digital Media, Audio. Madeline Elizabeth Hopkins, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar.
Mario Langiano, Human Resource Administration, High Honors. Joseph Robert Hickman, Humanities, Natural Sciences, Honors. Ray Murakami, Theater Arts. Angela Grace Campbell, Theater Arts, Religious Studies, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Sarah Jane Phelps, History, High Honors.
Christy Rochelle Locento, Dietetic Technician, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors. Brian Guzman Mendina, Administration of Justice. Josh Dahl, History. Amanda Monique Hudson, Social Sciences, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Javier Rico, Political Science Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Carson Snyder, Administration of Justice, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Spencer Nathurda, Humanities, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Erica Page Stewart, English, Humanities, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Brian Darkin, Natural Sciences. Janine Correa, Natural Sciences.
Audrey Anna Vong, Natural Sciences, Social Behavioral Sciences. Julie Marie Vong, at Business Administration. Christina Hack, Business Administration, Economics. Mauricio E. Reyes, Natural Sciences. Rachel Seals, Kinesiology, High Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Haley Vandeweghe, Natural Sciences, Psychology, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Viviana Martinez, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Vanessa Gregorio, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Eden Monica Brooker, Social and Behavioral Sciences, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Celeste Barajas, Communication Studies, Candidate for Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Taylor Elise Hirschberg, Business Administration, Candidate for Honors. Grant Kenneth Wall, Anthropology, Religious Studies, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Marielle Grace Black, Psychology, High Honors. Jenna Herlihy, Social Behavioral Sciences. Kristen M. Williamson, Paralegal Studies, Honors.
Matthew Taylor Rose, Paralegal Studies, Honors. Danielle Michelle Caballero, Administration of Justice, High Honors. Connie Arita, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Gates Kennemore, Art. Brianna Brendlinger, Psychology, Highest Honors.
Macy Rackerly, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Courtney Hogan, Pre-Allied Health, Natural Sciences, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Yesenia Elisa Valencia, History, Honors. Lucas Henry Lombardi McCormick, Digital Filmmaking, Humanities, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Anthony Francis Valentino, Administration of Justice.
Mary A. Lane, Natural Sciences, High Honors. Bradley John Carlton Erickson, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jack Taylor Lombardi McCormick, Economics, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Brooke Ashley Douglas, Communication Studies, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Brianna Nicole Flanagan, Humanities, Honors.
Kasia Kapanuhu Fahahata Averbuck, Psychology, Social Behavioral Sciences, Honors. Kaiwai Annalise Danner, Social Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors. Gregory Allen Washburn, English, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors. Elliot L. Jung, English, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Merlius Elizabeth Wood, Business Administration, Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Teresa Leon Ibanez, Art, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Celeste Christina McGowan, Interior Design, Highest Honors. Catherine Grace Harris, Psychology, Pre-Allied Health, Doyle Scholar. Bethany Marie Nicole Martins, Business Administration, Humanities, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Crystal Jeline Castellan, Business Administration, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Madison Nicole Solomon, Business Administration, Highest Honors. Jim Frederick Colby, Anthropology, Highest Honors. Josue Vargas, Computer Science, High Honors. Adriana Arevalo, Business Administration, Social Behavioral Sciences. Fernando Mora Roman, Business Administration, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar.
Cyrus Kaani, Business Administration. Diego Diaz, Biology. Daniel Hubner, Automotive Technology. Felicia Irene Heilig, History, Doyle Scholar. Ariana Wilson, Studio Arts, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Tristan Mayer, Anthropology, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Denise Elizabeth Kennedy, Natural Sciences, Pre-Allied Health. Zachary Wagner, Kinesiology. Douglas Jewel Arias, Communication Studies. Cameron Trinkino, Art History.
Marley Michelle Murray, Vocational Nursing, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Roberto T. Murcia, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Claudia Alfonso Chavez, Vocational Nursing, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Courtney Marie Alfaro, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Hugo Danilo Alfaro, Pre-Allied Health, Honors.
Janine Wright, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors. Jacob J. Tawasha, Political Sciences, Honors. Adrian Roman, Administration of Justice. Melanie Evelyn Lujan, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Connor Bailey Gates, Fire Technology, High Honors.
Amber Rose McClarty, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences, High Honors, Doyle Scholar. Elisa Eileen Papali, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Crystal Kennedy, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Honors. Amanda Grace Palmer, Business Human Resources Administration. Linda Jacobson, Natural Sciences, Kinesiology, highest honors.
Yesenia Lopez Rita, Administration of Justice, high honors. Nenetsin Suje Bernal Barraza, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Julie Levine, Digital Media, Humanities. Jasmine Guadalupe Sanchez Garcia, Pre-Allied Health, Vocational Nursing, Honors Doyle Scholar. Chansampa Jennifer Pai, Vocational Nursing, Honors.
Jasmine Guisar, Vocational Nursing, highest honors. Phyllis Gachu, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Vocational Nursing, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Michelle Desire, Vocational Nursing, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Karina Lynn Cellini, Culinary Arts. Ethan Herndon, Computer Sciences, Natural Sciences, Honors.
Samuel Thomas Richter, Social Behavioral Sciences. Kenny Paul Touch, Business Administration, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Andrew N. Aiken, Diesel Equipment Technology, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Mulan Zach Tracy, Digital Media, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Whitney Ann Helliker, Wine Studies, highest honors.
Marie Barolasa, Natural Sciences. Marisa May Postal, Business Administration, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Alina Anastasia Hodges, Natural Sciences. Shannon Jane Pratt, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Margaret Victoria Lino Martinez, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Alejandria Jade Burnett, Business Administration, Natural Sciences. Rico Nicolas Pinola, English Anthropology, Doyle Scholar. Cesar Orozco, Sociology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Jorge Calderon Mares, Natural Science and Mathematics. Maria Daisy Nunez Solorzano, Social Behavioral Sciences, Administration of Justice.
Danielle Lily Foged, Graphic Design, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Sarah Spielman, Natural Sciences, high honors. David A. Holstead, Physics, Doyle Scholar. Holden Layton, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Evan Braxton Moore, Art History, Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Brian M. Alderman, Humanities Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Rafael Gutierrez Jr., Business Administration. Mario Aguilar Luna, Natural Sciences, Behavioral Sciences, high honors. Arlie Aguilar Luna, Psychology, Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Alberto Esteban Santoyo Galindo, Psychology, Behavioral Sciences, high honors.
Roberto Ortiz Navarrete, Natural Sciences, honors. Diltaj Sandhu, Business Administration, high honors. Shuit G. Kalida, Nursing, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Abraham Miranda, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. George Arthur Parker, Computer Sciences, Natural Sciences, highest honors.
Jeanette Diane Morrow, Psychology, highest honors. Karen J. Key, Social Behavioral Sciences. Tyler Polillo, Social Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Bailey John Brown, Communication Studies, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Robert J. Sedlick, Physics, Mathematics, high honors.
Dakota R. Northcraft, Biology, Doyle Scholar. Philip Earl Cook, Computer Science, honors. Veronica Takieng, Natural Sciences, high honors. Sarai Islas, Humanities, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Christy Luesa, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Samantha Boyer, Nursing, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Scarlett Autumn Stryker, Pre-Allied Health. Cecilia M. Hamilton Lee, Theater Arts. Enzo M. Prevost, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Allison Rose Carrington Tardif, English Psychology, highest honors.
Amy Mendoza, Humanities, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jillian Ficini, Anthropology, Doyle Scholar. Giovanni Suryang Chantavang, Business Administration, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Hai Huang, Business Administration, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Lorraine Ann Gray, Business Administration, highest honors.
Emily Ann Corda, Social Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Maria Reyes, Psychology, Social Behavioral Sciences, honors, Doyle Scholar. Lizette Santiago, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Juliana Guzman Dominguez, Business Administration, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Diego Trejo, Administration of Justice.
Fernando Ruelas, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Army Rivera, Business Administration. Jane Vilaipet Ratana Vilay, Humanities, Floral Design, highest honors. Thomas Casno, Theater Arts, candidate for high honors, Doyle Scholar. Christina Nicole Curl, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Lariva Miles, Digital Media, Journalism, honors. Elise Bond, Theater Arts. Lawson Faria, Social Behavioral Sciences, honors. Adrian Wynn, Pre-Allied Health, Behavioral Sciences, high honors. Berenice Mendez Madrigal, Natural Sciences, Pre-Allied Health, highest honors, Doyle Scholar.
Shaylin Graves, Sociology, high honors. Gary Amaury Vasquez Peralta, Administration of Justice, Social and Behavioral Sciences, honors. Haley Miles Strom, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jennifer Luang, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Esmeralda Orozco Serrano, Administration of Justice.
Perla Jeanette Magana, Social Behavioral Sciences, Psychology, honors, Doyle Scholar. Yesenia Marlon Espinosa Cardenas, Medical Assisting. Danielle Marie Gibson, Medical Assisting. Abigail Sanchez, Medical Assisting with honors. Nevia M. Chappelle, Machine Tool Technology, high honors.
Veronica Hernandez, Administrative Office Professional. Elida Perez Corrales, Administration of Justice. Vanessa Mondragon, Spanish, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Barry Katema, Graphic Design. Mara Jade Tarabalini, Natural Sciences.
Varun Tekor, Natural Sciences, Computer Science, high honors. Abril Barbosa Chambo, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Kofi Serge Arnaud Endry, Business Administration, Economics, highest honors. Tenzin Nima, Interior Design. Mirpan J. Millaham, Natural Sciences, highest honors.
Gaysan Daniel Ndri, Business Administration, high honors. Prachan Tamang, Digital Media, 3D Modeling and Animation, honors. Jennifer Nelson, Psychology, honors, Doyle Scholar. Abner Zachary Valencia, Business Administration. Kimberly Nakamura, Automotive Technology, Doyle Scholar.
Victoria Amelia Alessandra, Art, Humanities. Mary M. Gage Hummel, Psychology, Doyle Scholar. Yuki Miyamoto, Psychology, highest honors. Jason M. Leung, Sociology, high honors. Shane Han Yu, Administration of Justice.
Lucy Lani Marie Tuaoua, Sociology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Jonah Sunia Kim, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jennifer Gosum Manlimos, Early Childhood Education. Jessica Lamenta, Business Administration, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Gustavo Gomez Peña, Business Administration, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar.
Nina Sophia Cheek, Social Behavioral Sciences, candidate for high honors, Doyle Scholar. Claire Dwyer, Natural Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Catherine Mapoy, Pharmacy Technician, honors. Christina Pantoja Guzman, Natural Sciences. Kyle Bruner, Social Behavioral Sciences, Humanities.
Donald Barrett, Political Science, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Jose Chan, Mathematics. Lindsay Michelle Gureta, Business Administration, Fashion Studies, high honors. Sasha E. Walker, Humanities, honors. Stephanie Guerrero, Political Science.
Brittany Nicole Dillon, Psychology, honors. Kaylin Summer Dawn Stein, Humanities, high honors. Ariadna Grisel Ramirez Vasquez, Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Nicole Desiree Crane, Pre-Allied Health, Natural Sciences, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Sean Elizabeth Van Leuven, Human Services, Social Behavioral Sciences, highest honors.
Tori Ann Allen, Pre-Allied Health. William Burley Wilson, Wastewater Treatment Operations, high honors. Patricia Aguilar, Child Development. Ariel Encarnacion, Digital Media, Game Programming, and Audio. Lisa Victoria Fletcher, Anthropology, highest honors.
Andrew S. Perez, Engineering Mathematics, Doyle Scholar. Valerie Midori Nishi, Anthropology Communication Studies, high honors. Jose Alfredo Velasquez, Psychology Natural Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Jesse Anthony Gonzalez, Sociology Honors, Doyle Scholar. Jasmine Elaine Garrett, Dietetic Technician.
Hannah Taylor Bennett, Dietetic Technician. Selena Maylin Garcia, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Suleima Avalos Genchi, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Robert Dale Brown III, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Anthony Echeverria, Administration of Justice, Honors.
Sarah A. Stewart, Pre-Allied Health, Honors. Kelly Christine Sorensen, Kinesiology, Honors. Paige Noel Tambury, Humanities, Sociology. Laree Barrow, Administration of Justice, Social Behavioral Sciences. Mark A. Salona, Social Behavioral Sciences, High Honors.
Lorena Solorio, Natural Sciences. Ashma Maharjan, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Roxana Amaya, Business Administration. Isel Destiny Telles, Administration of Justice, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Lydia Zamora, Administration of Justice.
Brittany Wilson, Social Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Gabriela Elizabeth Cravo, Digital Media, Doyle Scholar. Gisela Elise Tenney, Theater Arts, Highest Honors. Lana Nicole Spring, Theater Arts, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Ana Patricia Soto, Administration Office, Professional, Honors.
Rita S. Vasquez, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Nelida O. Rodriguez, Natural Sciences. Jorge Cruz Mejia, Automotive Technology. James Hernandez Paris, Automotive Technology. Chiranjeevi Nepal, Business Administration.
Matthew M. Whitick, Business Administration. Samantha Mengisab Voldu, Natural Sciences, Social Behavioral Sciences. Victor Maldonado, Sociology, Behavioral Sciences. Stephanie Kate Vassallo, Business, Human Resource, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Nicole M. Tate, Social Behavioral Sciences.
Jessica Ann Venezia, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors. Christina Dicoyo, Nursing, High Honors. Flor Celeste Reyes Villa, Humanities, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Alejandro de Jesus Puch Martinez, Automotive Technology. Genesis Paredes Tajiboy, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Ceni del Rosario Nunez Beltran, Child Development. Leslie Michelle Levy, Communication Studies, Journalism. Carmen Gonzalez Figueroa, Natural Sciences, Behavioral Sciences. Jimmy Novella Colin, Administration of Justice. Diego Ortiz Carreno, Administration of Justice, Social Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Rodrigo Pacheco, Business Administration. Osvaldo Angeles, Natural Sciences, Highest Honors, Doyle Scholar. Tobias Jesse Perez Munguia de Santa Maria del Oro, Communications and Social Justice, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Melina Carreño Soriano, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Liliana Garcia Lopez, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Cindy Amador, Social Behavioral Sciences. Brian Maldonado, Administration of Justice, Doyle Scholar. Eduardo Amador, Social Behavioral. Inez Benavides Mares, Natural Sciences. Taylor Morgan Sharkus, Business Administration.
Lisa Caroline Pereira, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Highest Honors. Angel Santiago, Humanities. Valeria Servin, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Rosa Yesenia Garcia, Business Administration. Silvia Morales Vargas, Sociology, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Angela S. Gutierrez, Natural Sciences, Social Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Crystal Villagomez, Sociology, high honors. Maria G. Albor, Natural Sciences, Behavioral Sciences. Chloe A. Beelan, Psychology. Carrie Jade Crystal Smith, Natural Sciences with honors.
Luam Tiley, Natural Sciences. Saran Habdi Michael, Sociology, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Ayan Sal, Psychology, highest honors. Iman Ibrahim, Business Administration. Irma Ruiz, Business Administration.
Shayna Enos Vanthong, Psychology, Doyle Scholar. Brenda Pet Sundara, Social Behavioral Sciences. Brianna Odalis Alvarez, Administration of Justice, Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Sarai Stephanie Martin Orozco, Social Behavioral Sciences, Business Administration. Laerga Riesberg Mickelson, Psychology, highest honors.
Dante Alexander DeVincenzi, Economics, Natural Sciences, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Isela Andrade, Psychology, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Emmeline Salmason, Pharmacy Technician, Doyle Scholar. Brooke L. Small, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Joy Caitlin Bennett, Natural Sciences, high honors.
Evangelina Hernandez, Social Behavioral Sciences, Sociology, honors, Doyle Scholar. Nicolette Margarita Rosales Jacinto, Natural Sciences, Behavioral Sciences with honors. Jennifer Nicole Sweden, Social Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Vicente Alcantar Blanco, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Diego Morfin Contreras, Sociology.
Brian Chavez Castro, Humanities, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Josue Alejandro Linares Paraona, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Spanish, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Rosa Colin Vasquez, Sociology, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Dalia Amador Arango, Child Development, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Berenice Mendez, Administration of Justice, high honors, Doyle Scholar.
Viviana Luna Pureco, Social Behavioral Sciences, Psychology, Doyle Scholar. Manuel Perez Parra, Sociology. Leticia Garcia Arango, Sociology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Azioni Nakai Fuller, Sociology, Social Behavioral Sciences. Destiny N. Williams, Political Science, honors, Doyle Scholar.
Stamatia Haritudis, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Tammy Newman, Business Administration, highest honors. Eric Schultz, Business Administration, Doyle Scholar. Alicia Sealand, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Healthcare Interpreter, highest honors. Michelle Lopez Cronix, Pre-Allied Health, Natural Sciences, highest honors.
Matthew Lopez Cronix, Business Administration. Elsa Guerra Garcia, Sociology, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Bernadette Yabadi, Human Resources, Culinary Arts. Cassidy Smith, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Honors. Shelby Summers, Social Behavioral Sciences.
Shilonen Alejandra Tecpoyotl, Natural Sciences, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Ronnie Silva, Natural Resources Management. Simone Zephyr, Vocational Nursing, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Astrid Farina Mercado Brizuela, Vocational Nursing, Social and Behavioral Sciences, highest honors. Sandra Rosa Cortes, Vocational Nursing, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Mariby Mendoza Betancourt, Psychology, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Giselle Pagulian, English Humanities, highest honors, Doyle Scholar. Anthony Tyler Dunn, Psychology, highest honors. Evangeline Juliette Fosia, Communication Studies, highest honors. Stephen Campbell, Sociology, Doyle Scholar.
John Javier Salazar, Sociology, Doyle Scholar. Akiva Reyes, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Karen Bala, Social and Behavioral Sciences. Bobby Domingo Miem, Anthropology. Gustavo Pimentel Perez, Business Administration, High Honors, Doyle Scholar.
Lilibeth Garcia Trujillo, Natural Sciences, Pre-Allied Health, high honors. Celine Juliana Hogan, Pre-Allied Health, Behavioral Sciences, honors. Ana Maria Rivas, Art. Yesenia Garcia, Social Behavioral Sciences, high honors, Doyle Scholar. Summer Lynn Reed, Humanities, high honors.
Diane R. Harrison, Humanities, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Elizabeth Quiros, Social and Behavioral Sciences, Human Services, highest honors. Norman Justin Sween, Natural Sciences, highest honors. Scott Anthony Byrne, Fire Technology. Whitney Alicia Scott, Administration of Justice, Social and Behavioral Sciences.
Bethanne Marie Allen, Social Behavioral Sciences, Natural Sciences. Yesenia Vargas Ariola, Sociology, Behavioral Sciences, Doyle Scholar. Michelle Aline Williams, Natural Sciences, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Griselda A. Vigil, Healthcare Interpreter, Honors, Doyle Scholar. Ricardo Sandoval, Health Science, Hope Trio.
This concludes the presentation of the SRJC Class of 2019.
Take credit for the flyover.
Give it a minute.
I want to get a selfie.
You're doing great, Dr. Tron.
You all seated? Would the graduates please stand? Graduates? Okay. Graduates, it is tradition to change the tassel on your mortarboard from the right side to the left side, thus formally signifying graduation. You may do so now. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the class of 2019. How does it feel? Congratulations. I would like to now request that the members of the audience clear the pathways and remain in place in order for the platform party to lead the faculty and graduates in the traditional processional. Thank you all for joining us at the 100th anniversary graduation ceremony. On behalf of my board of trustees, the faculty, staff, and administration. We wish the graduates much future success. And again, thank you to the family and friends for all your support. You are now graduated. Congratulations. Please stay in your place, and we will form the traditional gauntlet to welcome you.